Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back here. Another day of Astro Gravitational Report for you. Have to go and dive within the energies to see it, what it is. The moon, particularly, she's going to be at Scorpio. She's going to be looking down to the deep. And later on at noon, we're going to see that the moon is going to be trining Jupiter, and what it does is going to be start sextiling this group of planets, which is we're talking about communications, we are talking about actions, we're talking about the will and authority, of course, love and values. The moon, it's going to be acting of these unifications that we're talking about within Scorpio. And Scorpio wants that unifications. If it's not it, there is something is what? Hitting in the shadow. Something doesn't happen in there. So since the moon, it's going to be a trining Jupiter, who is in a Cancer. We see the personal work, because the personal planets right now are in the Scorpio and Capricorn, right? The moon is going to come and join them, so they're all going to be packing into Capricorn. Okay, the personality has to learn to do the work in order to evolve. That's what this is going to be all about. It, but all this energy is going to beginning and has to go through the growth. That energy is going to be, in a way, squaring Chiron. This is about the inner child. And what is it? The family patterns are more connecting into the family, right? So the moon, since she's representing the mother, she has to look at it. What did I miss? What did I skip? What was the things that I did not see in order to unify this? Because the mother, it's the one who brings everyone together, right? This is kind of like a naturally developing path of the intuition that works within the feminine. So the feminine, it knows the why, while the masculine energies, the masculine intuition is about the how, right? So the moon is going to be acting as a mediator between these oppositions of Sun and Jupiter, and between Venus and Jupiter, which is, that is a kind of like a big times issues about in there, particularly that Venus and Jupiter, those are the biggest good guys into the astrology. So we're going to see some today a very interesting patterns, because they are going to be growing over the day in there, and with that growing on in there, that energy is going to be actually coming up and let us know about the things that are preventing us to grow, things that we have not healed. All right, so this was a kind of like the quick versions of the things in there. And with that being said, I want to say thank you guys for coming in, the clicks, the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Thank you so much for the new subscribers. You guys are welcome here. Please, if you have any questions, ask and so on. But please don't spam the channel, because it's about personal help, and it's about people who needs to understanding the energies, the psychology, the philosophy, and astrology here, right? That's what we are here and there. Hi, Gojo. How are you? I'm doing okay. I've been pretty much on the phone all day. Did some very good things today. Of course, the universe brings you to people to work with, right? And it was very, very beautiful. But thank you so much for asking. All right. 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock in the morning, we're going to see the inner work that's going to be connecting with the moon within the Scorpio. Is about, okay, I feel things, certain things are not right. Certain things is not, there is something it's missing in there, because that trine towards the North Node is like, okay, I feel I need to do something, but there is something I'm missing. Something it is out there that I don't get it. Why we cannot all get along together, right? Why just not be in? I mean, what happens? Why everyone pulls the things, the strings towards himself, right? Within the family. And why cannot have this union, these unifications. Scorpio is not only about intimacy. Intimacy is the last thing that unifications is in there. To Scorpio is also how can you unify everything we're talking about, particularly into the material world. That is the place where you see this energy. Let's say that, for example, you're working with somebody and they're like, yeah, I'm going to be at 5 o'clock. And it's been passing 3 months and it's still 5 o'clock, right? This kind of like of things, Scorpion can sniffing this kind of like shadowing things. And right now, since the moon, it's still going to be a squaring Pluto. It's like, okay, certain things has not changed. I need to do something. And you're going to feel what you need to do. All right. So this is going to be at 7 o'clock in the morning, particularly at work. Be very mindful about it because the ascendant is going to be at Capricorn. That energy is going to be a squaring Neptune. It's kind of like you have the wrong ideas, okay, the wrong visions, and all of a sudden you're trying to run the company. There is some people who get paid to run the company. You're here to work, right? Don't mix the two in there, and so on. All right, the next hour, please don't take things personally. I'm going to tell you right away at 8 o'clock, don't take things personally because of immature actions here from you or immature actions from others. Please, particularly at work, okay? Because this energy is going to be at Capricorn. The ascendant is going to be together with Mars, who is in fights right now with Jupiter. He's like, okay, I put the boxing gloves, okay, and if you don't let me to grow, I'm going to be winning fighting to grow. And it has nothing to do with all this, what's going on into the world. What's going on in the world is expression of the energy that goes inside of the personality. But you're going to feel this energy because it's collective energy. Okay, so that energy is in there. It's also in a way is going to bring some very good things if you're following the synchronizing energies. And since we are talking about energies, here we are. That's how it look like. Here is a Mars, there is an ascendant, this big, beautiful red line with Jupiter. That is what the fight is, but that is with Mercury, that is with the Sun, that is a Venus attached in there, and all these guys is like, okay, if the things don't grow, we're going to make them grow. And you cannot force certain things to happen in there. But that energy is going to be connecting to the inner work as the moon is going to be trying to figure out the situations. She's very good with that watering energies between Scorpios and Pisces. We are talking about Neptune, the moon, and Saturn, the moon. Very, very learning, beautiful energies that is going to be coming in. The moon is still trining the North Node. She's like, okay, I gotta do these things. I gotta figure out this. I have to make this situations between this Mars and between this Jupiter. Otherwise, there will be all the time the boxing gloves, right? So we're gonna see that energies later on at 9 o'clock. That's gonna be really pretty much still hyper. That boxing gloves in there, but the ascendant is going to be in Aquarius. Here is an Aquarius if you limited it in there, Aquarius just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to make a revolution. This is where the evolution and re-evolutions happens. Okay, you can't just stick in a one spot. Let me tell you, for those of you who are Aquarius, for those of you who have any planet in Aquarius, particularly the moon, okay, talking about here from personal experience, you're going to feel it like you feel stuck. You kind of like, okay, well, I learned this. What's next? I need to evolve. I need to grow. I need to get this stuff in there. So this energy of the ascendant is going to be connecting with, particularly with the true Lilith. Very beautiful because this is how you're going to be able to find some truths. All right, well, 10 o'clock, this is going to be the ascendant exactly with the North Node. It's kind of coming in. It's like the future is going to call your name. What's going to happen if you open the newspaper and all of a sudden the newspaper is saying your name? It says like, you're going to be doing this and this. And then it says down below the picture, open up page 26. Guess what? Most of you going to see the newspaper, but most of you, they're not going to open up page 26 in the newspaper, right? And with this energy, the moon is going to be like, I have to go, I have to go, I have to investigate it, because Scorpio is investigator, right? Particularly people who are working in police force, they are working in some of these things that is involving investigations in there. They have something. Usually, this is the moon. It's in a Scorpio, or Scorpio. It is their 10th house. Okay, so now these investigations of the intuition, this is going to be a deadly spot. It's like constantly, I need to find the answer. I need to find the answer. You're going to be doing the inner work research. You're going to be diving into it. Most of the people, please don't go to ChatGPT. Okay, if you go to ChatGPT, please double verify the informations that are coming from great sources. Okay, all right, hands down on that. Okay, the best thing it is the old-fashioned way. Go and talk to a professional. All right, if you have anything that you want to figure it out. All right, well, this can bring some lots of challenges in the next hour. This is going to be at 11 o'clock. We are going to see some that ascendant. It's very close to Chiron. Chiron is now into like, like you're in a concert, and here's a Chiron comes out in a concert, and all the lights, they just pointing out towards him. And what do you see? You see your inner child. Can you imagine your inner child that's coming out, and it says like, I need to have the voice in there, but I'm so wounded and I'm in troubles, so I kind of like really, I don't want to talk about my childhood. I want to talk about certain things. It doesn't matter you want it or not, they're coming. Here's how this energy is going to be look like. Okay, so all the personal planets right now, they're squaring Chiron because of this unresolved childhood, inner child wounds. In there is a lack of growth in the family, and the work that it needs to be done and the evolution that needs to be done, it's depending on this little planet, which is actually have a lot of depending on it, because everything that we are kind of like seeking approval, it comes from what? From the inner child of us. All right, well, 12 o'clock, this is going to be the energy where the Mars is going to be active. Please, I'm expecting a lots of kind of like, somebody's, throw off the towel and I'm quitting. Somebody's like, oh, I want to get a revenge. Somebody is going to be like, all that energies. Please calm down. The world is not gonna ending. The things is not gonna be in there. The material things is gonna be okay as long you not put gasoline into the fire, dear Mars, particularly in there. So you can expect unexpected things from all this, because everyone has a Capricorn in your chart, and everyone has other things. You have Mars in your chart somewhere. Okay. Pay attention if your Mars is in Cancer, Aries, or Libra. Okay, you're gonna have some hard time with all these energies. But right now, as we are gonna be seeing at the 12 o'clock, the Moon begins to be acting as the mediator. Your intuition is gonna be talking to you about this Mars fighting Jupiter. Because Mars, it's like, okay, Mr. Will, let's go get some butt. And you know what? I don't get the love and the value that I needed to get. And it's not okay. I need to go ahead, and because I did not grow in there, I have to go do it on a hard way. No, that's not how it works. Stubbornness, Capricorns. Particularly Capricorn is going to have some very hard time right now, because all this stellium that it's going to be coming in there is going to be what? Everything is out in the public. Okay? Even Lilith is out in the public. The shadow, no more hitting games. The cards are on the table. All right, 1 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with Pluto. Very, very beautiful energies. The moon, it's right now, it's acting. It's like, okay, I figured it out. We need to have proper communications. We need to talk. See, if you have a problem with somebody, don't talk with third party. Go talk with the person you have a problem with it. But if you live in here, you ain't gonna talk, right? This is a energy that the moon is gonna comes in. It's gonna be finally realizing because the moon is sextiling Mercury. It's like, you know what? Let's come to the conference room. We're gonna bring these things and let's talk about it. A lot of the business owners they're gonna be using these energies in there because it's like, you know what? We need to stop acting like a children, and we need to start maturing. A lot of maturity actions is going to be start seeing it in there because this is going to be like grown up talk. Okay, but through the grown up talk is going to comes in what the trigger of the inner child. Why are you acting like this? What is on it like this? It's like, okay, I cannot have this toy. Well, then I can go ahead and take it. I can go beat the crap out or so on and so on, and just go ahead and take it. And right now, this energy is going to be really coming from the mother. It's like, you know what, you cannot do this. You cannot do that. Okay? You play with your friends, you need to share your toys, you need to learn cooperations. Okay? Because we are all working here. So we need to have this mutual understanding. So this is going to be the mediation role of the moon. We're going to see some very powerful moments because in the next hour at 2 o'clock, the inner work that's going to be in Aquarius, it's going to put some divine energies towards Jupiter. It's just like, you know what? I mean, the growth is growth, but right now you are not growing. Right now you're doing review process. Jupiter is retrograde. Okay, come on, guys. That's kind of like Mercury retrograde. When communications is not focus on other people, it's focus on you. And when you put the communications during the Mercury retrograde towards others, guess what's happening? They either block it, they shut you down, they block you in the social media because guess what? They need to talk to themselves. Right? This is why communications during the Mercury retrograde is hard, but thinking about it right now, we have a Jupiter retrograde, which represents the maturity, doubling the growth. He's retrograde where? In Cancer, the family. That's mean like we are going to have to reevaluate what? Family patterns. But it's personal. Everyone has to do on their own. Okay? And this is why that energy is going to be coming in to learn how to what? Socialize and communicate, because this is the principle in the family. You're talking. If you are zipping it and you're not talking in the family, but inside it's like in turmoil because of the family patterns, guess what? When the one bad energy from one family person, it goes to everybody. That's what happens, right? All right. Well, 3 o'clock, the inner work is going to be focused within the emotions. It's going to be a very good for the people who put the emotions in there. They're going to put the things. It's like, you know what? Let's deal with this. Let's get in there. Let's deal with this. Very, very, very beautiful energies. The moon begins to even more because the ascendant is at Cancer. The moon is right now trining home. And she is trining Pisces. A lot of emotions, a lot of water. There's going to be also a lot of freedom. For those who understand, crying, expressing your emotions, it's actually freed up. It's a healing process. All right, well, that particular energy we're talking about at 4 o'clock is going to be exactly very beautiful, very beautiful. And guess what? The planet that it's actually is going to get the benefits is Jupiter. We're going to see this beautiful triangle with the inner work that's going to be at Pisces. If you're following this line, and it's going to where? To the moon. And from the moon, it's going back into Jupiter. But that energy is also beginning to work with who? Beginnings to work with Mercury, with Mars, with the Sun, with Venus. And right now, this energy is beginning to work with the inner work. So now, this is going to be the hour that you're going to be finally figuring out. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go back home, bring the family members, and I'm going to be like, you know what? It's time for us to be a family. Not everyone does their own things. Not everyone comes into the kitchen table and they're sitting on the phones. Not everyone just sitting, the one guy watching video, the other guy is doing this, and so on and so on. It's not family. Why we are not family? And this is what the moon is going to be finding a way to put the family together. triggers of family patterns, probably that will become. All right. As we're talking about those triggers, they're going to be coming in because in the next hour, this is going to be already 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The ascendant, the event horizon, it's coming in and it's going to be opposing Pluto. A lack of transformations with other people that are coming in within our life. And it's going to be more connecting to what? The seventh house, the house of the relationships, the house of the contracts, right? It's like, can we make that peace? Can we make that balance? We are all in this. We need to learn how to make this with others. And that's what Libra is important, because right there, everything you do with others, okay, it begins there. Because everything you need to do with yourself is in the opposite end. It's Aries. Okay, so fire and air, those are the two energies that you can expect anything. All right, you can expect anything. All right, 6 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be still at mid Leo in there before divine energies towards the north node, but that energy is going to be squaring the moon. And the moon is going to be like, you know what, I don't need your ego right now. I want you to use your soul, and I want you to use it how you see the future of the family. You're gonna have that communications is in there. The moon right now it's 15 degrees. Jupiter is at 19, and we are seeing it that that beautiful sextile with 17 degrees Mercury is gonna be paying off. That moment of communications is gonna be coming in, and is gonna be like, let's talk. Okay, as we'll continue in the next hour, this is going to be already at 7 p.m. The moon, it's going to be at 15 degrees in there. More and more power is going to be grounded to us because Vertex, who is the door opener, right? You knock, the door's open. You knock, the door is closed. That's Vertex. Okay, now Vertex joining Mercury. This is going to be like, you know what, let's talk. You may going to find out that around this time, there's a lot of calls. So a few people maybe talk to you at the same time. Someone who calls you, somebody's messaging you, somebody writes you an emails. You find that the communications is all of a sudden, it's like a floodgate. It's like, it's just like they open up the wall of the lake, you know, of this containers of water, and now it's just pouring. And it's like, oh, what happens? Everyone wants to share their emotions. Very beautiful time for socializing. Incredibly, very beautiful time. But the ascendant that's going to be at Leo, okay, is going to be 150 degrees with the sun, with Mars. And there it's like, okay, let's put the egos aside and let's figure out how can we do this together. Very beautiful, because this is going to be the new moon at Capricorn. It's coming right up, guys. Okay, it's coming. And now it's preparations time. Okay, now it's at the preparations time. All right, 8 o'clock, we're going to have the ascendant. It's going to be at Virgo, divine energies with Pluto. Those who have something in the first degrees of Virgo or the last degrees of Leo, you're going to feel it, those energies. It's about deep self-transformations. A lot of work has been done within this. Virgo, in particularly, that we're going to see it as the south node is going to be moving towards the beginning of Virgo, and it's going to be what? It's going to be moving into Leo. So we're going to see this movement this year. And right now that the energy is in there of the Virgo, they are squaring Lilith. Is like, you know what, this shadow in the public, I don't know if I can say the things that are not good. I'm afraid. I have a fears, right? We are talking about duality situations. Okay, Virgo is duality sign. Sagittarius is duality sign. But if you put the cards on the table properly, you have nothing to fear, okay? The only thing it is going to help you to resolve problems. It's going to be require some a lot of bravery into this because in the next hour the midheaven is going to be at Gemini. That is the other sign about communications, how you talk, how you learn, how you make up your mind about you, what are you going to do with others. It's not about others, it's about what you going to do with others. What are you telling it yourself? That is going to be a T-squaring the knots in there. And here is that you're going to feel like, you know what, I'm not worried about others. I don't want to talk about others. I don't want to talk with my family members. I don't want to be learning where the family is because I saw no benefits. Oops. But the energy is calling that you have to take a look, trying to escape the problem, skipping the situations. You can't. And that is going to be coming as a little warning because the moon is going to be moving into Sag. She also is going to be a what? T-squaring the knots. Every time the moon, it's T-squaring the knots twice a month, pretty much. Okay, and during this timing, it's in the astrology is known as a skipping step. The one time she's trying the skipping step to evolve, and she's going back towards the past. The next time, though, she moves from the past. She's like, I need to focus on the future. Pay attention to those dates. Okay, we're going to be talking more about it in about a few days about this skipping things in there. All right, 10 o'clock, the inner work is still going to be at Gemini. And that is it about like Gemini is like, I am seeing myself within others, right? That energy right there, first of all, is going to be squaring the ascendant, but it's going to be also, it's going to be a 150-degree aspect with this pack of love, values, inner warrior, the will, the authority, and the communications, which just tells you what? Guys, talk. It's going to be bringing benefits to the future. You're not communicated as a family members. How are you going to communicate out there with other people? Right? What are you living for? What are you does for? So the family values is going to be reevaluated, and particularly they're going to be reevaluated at 11 o'clock. For some people, this is going to be some very good because it's going to pointing things to the future. For some of the people, though, it's going to be like there is no point to work out. There is no balance. How do we know this? Okay, so here is the inner work that's going to be at Cancer. It's squaring the event horizon, and right here you see there is no purpose, right? This is the illusions that can come from Neptune. But if you look at the other side, the inner work is focused with who? With in the North Node within Pisces, right? So that's is going to be, but the moon, as I said, is going to be continue. Your intuition is going to be continue. Very beautiful energies. There is no red lines. There is no pressure aspects. It's going to be learning particularly with Pluto and with all these packs. But she also, what it does is working to resolve the conflict. What is going on at home? All right, guys. That's what it was, the astro-gravitational report for today. And thank you for the Bears. Go Bears. Sorry if you're Green Bay Pack fan. It is what it is. I'm sorry. It is what it is. All right. Some of you is going to be waking up at 3 o'clock. Pay attention on that divine time of 3 o'clock in there, because at 3 o'clock the intuition is going to be very strong. Okay, very strong. Usually the people who's going to be waking up at 3 o'clock is when they put their ego aside, and now the soul is talking through the intuitions to them. So personal experience. Yeah. All right. So December 13th, 7 o'clock in the morning. What do we have coming up towards us? Well, The energy, that beautiful energy is going to be coming to us because the moon is finally recognizing what needs to be healed, and she's going to be divinely talk soul to soul to what? To the inner child. This is how the energy is going to be coming in, and we are going to be seeing it, this energy, as it coming in from the moon down to Chiron, and that energy is going to be act like a grown up, stop the trauma and the drama, and be a mature person. And that's going to be coming from Scorpio. Very powerful about unifications. All right, guys, that's all I have to tell you today. Come back tomorrow for another astrogravitational report. And thank you so much for the clicks, the likes, the shares, and the subscribes. Much love and good luck to all of us.